And greetings to you today on this Saturday, the 5th of October today. Our devotion, which comes from Whom Shall I Fear, a book by Voice of the Martyrs, our text is from Proverbs 1, verses 5 through 7. Let the wise hear and increase in learning, and the one who understands obtain guidance. To understand a proverb and a saying, the words of the wise and and their riddles. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. That's a big part of the book of Proverbs. What is wisdom, true wisdom, and what is just human foolishness? Lord, how marvelous that you make yourself known. How gracious you are to offer instruction. Show me ways to increase my understanding, Lord, and to nurture my love for you and for your ways. Amen. They include some words from Dietrich Bonhoeffer from his book, The Cost of Discipleship. And if you've never read that before, I would challenge you to get a hold of it, a copy of it, and read it. He said this: the danger lies not in the judgment of men, but in the judgment of God. Not in the death of the body, but in the eternal destruction of body and soul. Those who are still afraid of men have no fear of God, and those who have fear of God have ceased to be afraid of men. All preachers of the gospel will do well to recollect this saying daily. If my main fear is in God, then there is no need for me to be afraid of anything or anyone else. However, if that's where my fear lies, then I am going to be afraid all the time. Always worried when a difficulty arises, or when someone stands against me, or when someone says something negative to me or about me on social media. Whatever, you put whatever scenario you want in there. If it's God whom we're fearing, that's the beginning of wisdom. And the more we know about him, the less we fear what man can do to us. That's an important key. And again, I've said this before, we're going to rehash a lot of this, I'm sure, through these, but the different examples given in this book, they can put a different light on it. Dietrich Bonhoeffer will be a martyr in the waning days of World War II because he opposed Hitler, because he was suspected of being in the planning for Hitler's assassination. Not that long before the end of the war, he was taken out from his cell and hanged. But he did not fear it. He continued to write to churches and to other friends and believers. The cost of discipleship is part of that legacy of his, where he realized the cost. And he owned it. He accepted it. Just as Jesus told in his day when he was on this earth, told any who would follow him, make sure you can afford it. Make sure you count the cost. He uses some examples in that of building a tower and not having enough resources to get it finished and those kinds of things. Be wise and increase in your knowledge of who God is and what he's promised to do for you. Blessings to you today.